Hello and welcome to the video help tutorials. We're going to be starting off today learning about the POS system. So for those of you that are actually setting up your business and are currently in the setup or on the shops, the step 5, you won't be able to be clicking this button because this is actually inside the interface. So what I will do is show you how to input products and services inside your POS system. So once you're in the interface to do this, that's an operational thing. So we need to click the business briefcase here and then find the operations tab, which is right here, and then click that, and we'll have some suggestions of what we can do inside operations. And if you see here, the one that's labeled POS is exactly what we want. Let's click that, and that'll open up a new window, of which we're going to be going behind here. So I will minimize this window, and it's loading our products and services. So for those of you that are just starting, this will be blank completely. The top left hand corner is very important. That is where you're going to actually create a catalog, and you'll see that there's actually 8 catalogs. And just to let you know, there is no right or wrong way to set up your catalog, which is you're basically the top menu or top catalog or top brochure of your products and services that you're selling. So to create a catalog, we can simply just click on this button, and we need to call this a name. So it will depend solely on your discretion, but as well your products and services that you're selling. If you're a medical office, you might have your products divided into different categories. So the catalog name would harness or house those different groups. So let's take something simple, and let's take a retail store, for instance. So if I'm a retail store, we could put in here, and if it's a clothing retail store, we can put in the name of the store, which might be, Surjit's catalog of items, or call it whatever you wish. And then the groups that you're going to be having are basically the items the item types that you're selling. So you could be selling pants, you could be selling belts, you could be selling skirts, you could be selling shirts. So those are the things you could be putting down for those different groups. So let's put down shirts. You can get fancier with the names as well. Let's actually put shirts here because it's plural. We have pants, we have belts, shoes. It's however you want to construct this. So for a food and beverage establishment, it could be something like Surjit's Crab Shack, and then the different group names would be appetizers, entrees, salads, soups, desserts, and then you could have another catalog and call it your drinks. So your different groups would be wine, spirits, beer, scotch, however you want to divide that up. So you might want to put in a description as to how you're organizing this as well, and just click submit, and then that will create those items for you. And if you look at the very bottom, there we have it. We have Surjit's catalog of items. There's 0, and now we have to start putting in some of our products and services. So we can click on create product, and this when you're setting up, you should have already created your products and services list. This is your sort of glossy product offering that you take to the printer, that they print out for your business, i.e. a catalog or a brochure, or if you're a food and beverage establishment or a lodging operations establishment, it'll be your menus or your rack rate card with your lodging rates on it. So you can select an image here. I know, it doesn't really matter. These are just stock images. You can also upload something as well, so you can select that, and then that will be associated to that item that you're creating. So we can select our groups, and you can see here, if you don't have a group name, this will be blank and you won't be able to save this item. So let's add in a belt, because I want a black leather belt. So more specifically, a men's black leather belt. Okay, so let's save that, and we put in an item description. We put in our item description what exactly it is, and the item description will be, just that. It's a stylish black leather belt with gold trim and brass accents. It's however you have it up. Now, the item components can be left blank, or you can actually add to them. The item components actually will make up that item. So if you are doing food and beverage, you might, and if you're a chef, you might want to put in the ingredients in that as well. Or if you're selling trips in your travel tourism, you might want to put in the components that make up that package, i.e. how long the stay is, does it include accommodations, does it include food, those sort of things. So the type, item type is very important, and this will be actually based on, now if you see here, it's selected consumable. So oddly enough, of course, this person that I'm logged into is not a retail business. So I would have to edit that that catalog in this group name as well, because I'm only allowed, if I'm a restaurant, I'm only allowed to sell consumable items. If you're a retail space, you'd have then different item types that you can select as well. I'm going to continue just because we're doing this right now. Item weight, this would be more likely, the menus would be a group name of maybe desserts. This item might be a banana split sundae, and then you can describe it here, and it would be a consumable item. So for different business types, you will have different item types that you're allowed to sell in your place. So a medical office or a lawyer's office won't generally be selling consumable things. So I'm just using this as a base method for you. The item weight can be left blank depending on your business type as well. If you were shipping something and it, if you were an import-export international business and weight was important, or if you were selling like a bulk thing like jelly beans or flour, then weight, of course, is an important factor in selling that product. So the item sub cost. So let's pretend this isn't a black leather belt. Let's put in here, let's change this right now so that we're not confused. We're going to call this a Caesar salad. Okay. Romaine leaves with a garlic mayo on top. Okay, we can just leave it like that. So the item sub cost is actually the cost that it's costing you for raw materials of that product. And so basically you're sort of putting that item that you're creating inside a space. So because it's a Caesar salad, it would be generally a small to medium food cost. So that $3 that you're seeing there, that's how much it's going to be costing you to make this dish. Or if you're selling a belt and it came up as a small clothing item, then it might cost you $5, $10 to acquire that product from a supplier because you aren't manufacturing this. So the item price, now there are max and min values for everything, and you have to take this in consideration. So you can't be charging $1,000 for this Caesar salad. Similarly, you can, if you charge too little, charging $1 wouldn't be any good, because if you look here, the dollar, you're not making any profit on it. And you can see that because if you sold this item, it would, cost you $3. If you're selling it for $1, you would be losing $2 every time you sold this item. So it has to be somewhere in between. It has to be to your, your business description and your vision. If you are, won't be undersold, then it has to be a good price, but you have to take into consideration that your profit will be low as well. So you have to sell higher volumes of that item. So a Caesar salad, let's put $8.99, and then we'll scroll up to the top of the page and we'll click save, and then that will save that item. And if we scroll down now, Sergeant's catalog items, you can see here that I can view my products, and you can see that it's there. I can edit that, I can delete that item, or you can look more into the details of that item as well, which we just did. We go back to view our catalogs. We can edit this catalog, and we can actually change this. I don't want it to be called Sergeant's catalog of items. I want to call this, Sergeant's menu, and we want to put this in group names. Now we know belts will probably be under salads. Now shirts will be appetizers. See how you can change this as well quite easily. Mains, and then our shoes will be dessert. And then submit that. And then we have to also check to view our products. You see it says selling one item. When we click here, we can see that if we edit that product, we go back here, it's now under salads. See how that's changed here for you? So when you're first starting up and you're in the shops and you're step 5, I would suggest putting or copy and paste